recorded, broadcast, and or live streamed. So that is the case today.
Okay.
We should really have signs, maybe right on that whiteboard for people, just so people know. I think it's only fair that
Yeah.
people know, but
A lot of people watch them too, so
It happens every Sunday for me, so it don't matter.
there you go.
happens every Tuesday for me.
Engaged,
Right.
tilt left, something.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy who does the skywriting?
No, but I would love him to come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, open.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't
It's
see him
Buddy
this year.
Eric.
But yeah, yeah,
He's very,
Get your
very
blueberries here.
talented.
Yeah.
he's done some smiley faces over
Yeah.
on our end of town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I have seen the smiley faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from, is he from Sharon or?
I
think
think
so.
he lives in Sharon now.
Yeah.
He used to live on Turnpike Road.
Yeah.
He moved to Sharon.
$5.
All right. It is 5 o'clock.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, we ask for your wisdom as they begin this meeting, and we acknowledge that we need your wisdom and insights, and we welcome your presence among us. Guide them in their discussions, their decisions, and helping seek what's best for all involved. We trust in your perfect wisdom. We ask that you direct this meeting according to your will. In James 1:5 it says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. And we claim this promise as they start this meeting, and we trust in your provision. And thanks for being with us always and in this town. We thank you for this town. We love this town. And Lord, just put your blessing. We thank you for each one that gives it their time. Bless the ones they leave behind at home, and thank them for their generosity in giving us these servants. And we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. All right, we'll continue with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll leave you fine folks.
All
to your
right.
meeting.
Thank you
so
again.
much.
Good to see you folks.
Thank you. Oh,
I guess I'll
jacket.
take my
Yeah.
jacket.
You'll notice it as soon as you walk out.
Yeah.
And if it happens again and you got time, you can hang out and let us know how we should be doing things.
I think you're
You
doing-
are a
I
resident.
think you're doing fine.
Oh, well.
I appreciate it.
All right, we appreciate you coming. All right, our agenda for this evening's meeting. We are going to start with a non-public session, which the selectman and administrator will take in the selectman's office. We have allotted a half an hour for this session. It may be less, it might be a little more. After that, we'll go into roundtable discussion and try and get as many of the items that we have to cover. We do have a few that we need to address today. I think we have, well, we can go over them as they come and as time allots. Then at 7 o'clock, we have a public hearing
We
on...
skipped the 6:30 non-pub.
Oh, sorry, yeah. 6:30. We have a non-public, again, to be held in the selectman's office. Again, allotted a half an hour. And then at 7 o'clock, we have the public hearing that has been noticed. the auction properties. Did anyone have anything they wanted to quickly say before we leave the room, or we have some? No? Alright, this time I'll make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A3
See.
C. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
You come over, I'll take, yeah, if you don't be my mom, I'll really mad.
Be your mom.
Okay, all right.
And your grandmother.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So,
a
Linda,
meeting,
good
I'm
to
a
see
meeting
you.
to 11, so yeah, you'll be great grandchildren and that.
On
Round table.
to the round table. I think we'll
You know, rectangle.
allow Debbie to get the things that have been pressing in her office
Okay.
out of the way first.
The other one was picking a date for the employee appreciation luncheon.
So we could start with that easement deed.
Yeah.
We have it in this folder here.
Yep, to sign. Yep. Right on the top.
Have you been following this on the emails? Did you look at the cemetery easement deed for Smithville?
Yeah, when I first came in. Now, is this part from the lawyers?
This is from the lawyer, yes.
Okay. No, I have not seen that yet.
You got it in an email
Okay.
2 weeks ago. But we didn't have a meeting last week. And this is the one that was sent from the attorney. And you guys had said at the last meeting we had that you wanted to compare the original, so I sent you guys everything
Everything.
that we had had before.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, and then the lawyer emailed me yesterday and said, hey, what's going on? I'm like, well, they wanted to compare and we didn't have a meeting last week, so. And he said, well, I compared it and I recommend you sign it,
All
so.
right, I have time tomorrow morning, so
Would be good if we could sign it today.
Yeah, I have to send it to her
Right.
tomorrow.
okay,
Well, I have to do it tonight.
If we
'cause
can,
I'm
That's
not
fine.
yeah, I'm
be here
just,
tomorrow.
I'll read it tonight.
so what we have, I'm gonna just finish to make sure. I think to sum up the agreement that we've come to, now this started in 2021, was it?
Well, with us, with the
With,
whole, the
with
whole
the
thing's-
state approaching the town to try and settle the whole South Cemetery.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it
That was
was,
that meeting we had up in Concord.
it was years and
Yeah.
years ago,
Was that 22 then? Were you there?
I was.
yeah.
So that must have been 20, you were elected in 22, right?
No, 21.
Was it 21?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it started years and years ago.
So
But
however,
They couldn't come to an agreement and then
yeah,
this part of it where everybody agreed on everything has been
So we
at
had
least
several
5
meetings,
years.
several meetings with the state since
Yeah.
then to settle this. We have agreed to grant easements through the cemetery to access the dam. Part of the agreement, and this is not intended to be illegal, but just a summary. There's a strip along the edge of the dam that the state claimed they had a right of way to, and there was some graves placed within that right of way. That was the original argument. The state has agreed to not move any graves. However, they did say it would cost extra money to maintain the drain pipe at the bottom of the dam on the graveyard side. And so we agreed that we would pay the extra money and then we would give them easement access coming towards the dam. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that cemetery, but the last driveway towards the dam is going to be easements given to them to access the footing.
And is that extra $13,000
So then there was
a cost to that?
It's
there was an extra
27 and 13, I think.
yeah, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was in the 30,000,
Yeah.
40,000 range
Mm-hmm.
that we're paying the state to settle it. And so this is one of the hopefully final documents.
I think
And
there's
then that
one
will
more
be
after that.
behind us. Part of the agreement was that any family member who's buried in that easement, their spouse would be able to be buried but there will be no new graves.
That weren't sold already
Yeah, and that don't have at least one family member
in there,
occupying.
right?
So it was a number of negotiations that we had to do. You want to look it over, or
I think it was 2021 because I was at that meeting too.
was it?
Yeah.
Mm.
So this just
Yeah.
is the easement deed.
Put it here, I'll look at it. And,
You want to hold up?
and
I don't think
I'll
we.
sign it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
sign
don't
it
think
today.
we necessarily have to vote to agree on it.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time coming. I don't know when the
It has
first
been.
we can
I
put it.
feel
back
like it was like
in.
2011 or something like that. 2013,
Yeah.
somewhere around there was when it originally started. And they couldn't agree on anything, just
Mhm.
button
Oh, that was
heads.
long before 21.
That's what I said, either 2011 or 2013,
Yeah.
somewhere around that area.
Mm-hmm.
But the state
Yeah,
and the
I-
select board kept arguing.
Yeah, because I know that David Leish had all that to do with it.
However that may be, I do remember
Yeah,
I walked that.
yep, we all walked
Used
it.
to walk
Mhm.
it
Oh,
on a
yeah,
daily
on your-
basis.
Yeah,
Not so much anymore, but I remember seeing TV cameras from Boston down there.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
so that's how big it was.
And then the other thing was, the RFP for Manley Road for a survey.
Oh, you did say you had a Christmas party?
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
date?
So we usually do it on a Thursday, so I figured it's too close to do it. Well, next Thursday's Thanksgiving, and then the next two is kind of close, so I figured the 18th because the 25th is Christmas Day, so the Thursday before Christmas, which would be the 18th. And I'll send out that email tomorrow to everybody if you guys are okay with it.
And that'll be a lunch?
Mhm.
Yeah, we usually do it in here for all volunteers and board members, committee members, all that. I send it to everyone. think I did 11:30 to 1:30, or did I do 12 to 2, I can't remember. But everybody loved the Mexican last year, so
Yeah.
we figured we'd do that again.
Does anyone take that early of a lunch? 11:30?
So the DPW usually takes an 11:30 lunch, but I think we did 12 to 2 last time. Just to allow people to, who weren't working, like any volunteers or whatever.
So that is open to any volunteers
Any
in town
volunteer, any board member, yep.
and employees.
And employees, yes. Alright, that was that. And you guys are good with that date?
Yep.
Okay, and then the RFP for the Manley Road survey. I had blind copied all 3 of you on it, and Sean did respond and say it was.
Did you have a
I'll let you guys make your decision, and then I can tell you what.
Did we have a printed copy of that?
Yeah. I gave it to you.
Oh, you did?
Yep, that's one. No? On right ahead.
I don't know.
There was one for each of you.
So this is a request for proposals to survey the land on Manley Road. Because it came into question right before the auction, whether or not the town even owned this chunk.
That chunk, yep.
Oh, what exactly? We own something over there, but we don't know what.
Yeah.
Or we think we know, but.
That'll give, if we go with this, December 2nd, that would
Oh,
give
we'll have to-
us
yeah.
2 weeks.
I know, I wrote that.
I think we should give a little more time.
That's
It's
what I was
hard
thinking.
to get
Well,
prices
I wrote it
nowadays.
a week ago, so
Yeah. Because it is hard to get prices.
do it on the 8th.
Hard to get what?
Prices nowadays
For what?
for work,
Oh,
to get quotes it's been a
it's-
struggle.
You're coming into holiday period.
I know, so I think we should give more time because we don't have money in the budget for it now, we don't believe. We might, but it would be, in my mind, it's something for next year.
Okay. Alright, so you wanna
Unless
make
it's
it 2
small.
Even if you
unless-
book it now, you're not gonna get a survey until next year, cause they're like thoracic surgeons right now.
Right? I know.
Right, but what we could do is if the number was able to be accommodated by our budget, we could sign a contract and use this year's money. So it might be nice to have it,
So you want me to make it due on the 8th and open sealed bids on the 9th?
or what did we have it on the
Or sealed
2nd?
bids, or, yeah, it was on the 2nd, so that would give it
Yeah.
another week? Or do you wanna do it 15, 16?
I think 15, 16.
Okay, give them
Give
a
them
month,
almost a month and then we could still
okay.
look at what we have to work with.
Do you want sealed bids, or do you want, just tell us how much it's gonna be? Like, send us an email, put it on paper, whatever.
Sealed bids are fine.
Sealed? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I agree. Except for the date.
Okay,
Yeah.
if I
Changing
sign
that.
this?
Yep.
I read through it.
What's this? Oh, yeah.
Well, like when they do RFPs for like DPW stuff, they don't do sealed. We usually only do sealed bids, like if, like on the, we're selling the truck or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, they were.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't remember.
not for equipment purchases.
Oh, like
we haven't.
paving bid. Yeah, we do sealed
Paving.
bids for paving.
But we do for contractors.
Right, right.
Contractors
Okay.
have always been sealed bids.
Yeah. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, makes sense. That's right too. I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly I'm not.
I'll give this back to you so you can sign it.
Alright.
So I'll have them opened at 5:30 on the 16th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did write sealed proposals on it anyway. Okay.
Alright.
And then I'll put it on the website, put it on Facebook, and then send it to like Fieldstone, Meridian, all the usual suspects that do
Yeah.
surveys.
That would be good.
Okay. That was all I had.
So I think the next item that we had was from the fire chief.
Yes.
So he emailed us. You got the copy of that right there, right? Saying that the city of Fall River has expressed an interest in purchasing the vehicle that our new fire engine replaced. The truck that we replaced has significant rot. He doesn't say that in his email here, but it was deemed not operational for our fire department. I'm not sure what Fall River is planning to use it for. They say place it in service as a second line piece, with its primary function being support for their cascade system. When we had the new truck purchased and equipped, there was an offer from Bulldog, which I believe is a fire truck company. Or,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
so they offered us $5,000 for that old truck. Fall River's offering us $15,000.
But that 5,000 was just going to be
Like a trade-in or something, I
a,
think.
pay-
Yeah,
a
as a
payment
tr-
for the work that had already been completed.
Right, it was gonna be like a trade,
A
kind of
trade-
like a trade-in
Right.
for the work that they were doing on the new rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was all that we had to go by then.
Right.
15,000 for the 2001 International. And it's hard to get a comp on this, given the different states of disrepair that vehicles might be in. You can take a
Which is difficult to do without looking at it.
your thoughts?
Go for it.
You think we should?
Yeah.
Just take it? It's an offer, we don't have to.
I mean, we're not gonna do anything with it.
You can take it off the insurance.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them in Canada.
What's that?
I'm looking at them. I didn't have time to go through it before tonight, but
So this one's monthly.
Yeah.
So times 12, that's what it'd be annually. This one's annually. That's gonna be monthly. So that's
Right?
yeah. That's what we pay 1 for 6 of us. And that's what we pay just for short term.
On our own.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we pay combined. At 100.
Mm-hmm. And then this is the.
Yeah.
Including.
Yeah, there's a couple that do that.
Yeah, so. Looking at some that is some that come to
Yeah, you want this back?
long-term.
oh, I think that was yours.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Did you want that back?
I wrote it on mine if you
Oh.
want it. I don't know if you want it. You want me to take it?
I just, no, I mean, I wanted to see it, I just, because I couldn't remember what it was. It's insignificant, really. In the grand scheme. Exactly.
So it looks like, and I know this is not thorough research, but a quick look, between $5,000 and $40,000 for something.
40,000.
That's the spread that we look at for like a 2000 international rescue truck.
Mm-hmm. But this one is thought or said to be pretty rusty.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the other operational needs, what was meant by that. Like, while the truck is no longer suitable for our operational needs.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was replaced with the new one,
Yeah.
and so we don't need two.
Is this the new one that was down in, was replaced with the one that we got down in New Jersey or wherever that was?
The one that came from Groton and then was rebuilt.
Okay, I thought it was just gonna be the chief's.
No,
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that's a separate issue.
That's a different one, yeah. Yeah, this is the old fire
Mm-hmm.
rescue truck.
Yeah.
You wanna make a motion to authorize, or?
I make a motion that we authorize the fire department to go with the current offer of $15,000 for the truck.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
lot of work.
Any guests, visitors in the room have anything for roundtable?
Oh, I have something I'd like to bring up, and I'll be short, but if Mary wants to go first.
Mary, are you hanging out for a bit, or are you only here for this?
Yeah, but. It's
Go ahead.
okay,
No,
no,
go
listen, I have a farm, I'm happy to be away from it.
Alright,
I'll let Mary.
I'm gonna grab this again. This is, we wanted to talk to you guys about, when we mentioned about benefits with our health insurance and all that stuff before. With this is one, we cannot switch school care until the end of June, so starting in July 1st. But we did get quotes for that, but we can deal with that at another time. This is for long-term and short-term disability that they sent us.
Well, this is something different than the health
They
insurance.
sent us for proposals for long-term, short-term disability, which we don't have. If you see on that one sheet, most towns around us, most towns in the state have.
We do offer Aflac,
That we have to pay.
But we have to pay it.
So.
the employees do.
Correct. And most towns around offer long-term and short-term disability for their employees. It's much cheaper to do it through Health Trust than it is for us individually to do it through Aflac. And I think on that sheet, it looks like most towns pay
100%.
most towns
Well, yeah.
have short-term and pay 100%. There's only a couple that don't have long-term, pay 100% of
their health insurance.
health insurance.
We talked a lot about, at the conference last week, about
Yeah.
retention,
Yeah.
and they suggested to go forward and show it to you guys. But it is something that we would need to let them know sooner than later.
Yeah, I think she told us by Friday. We had
By
to-
Friday?
For the long and short-term disability, we had to let her know by Friday, cause it's effective January 1.
Yeah.
What would happen if you signed on and
You can only join once a year. Yeah.
this
So
is
you have to wait all the
through,
way until
is
next
this,
year.
this is through school care?
Health Trust.
Health Trust,
Different.
where we
Yeah.
have our life insurance.
Yes, and we're
Gonna be
switching to them
It's
for health
cheaper to go
insurance.
through there, I did a
For,
lot of work.
and it's less expensive. than
For
what we
both
had
the
now.
town and the employee.
Are you
Correct.
talking about switching it in the near
That's
future?
we can't switch until June 30th.
Okay.
We have to let them know by
Contract.
February 1st.
Okay,
So, if we're gonna cancel school, but that's a whole separate issue, we can talk about that another time. But, so right now, we do have life insurance through Health Trust, and if we can authorize the short and long-term disability, it's, what does it come to, a year?
It's just an added benefit that really helps cover your employees, keeps them happy, retention,
And
especially
particularly,
being, most towns do it.
yeah, and like police and DPW, I mean, although, any of us really, but, and that's for all full-time employees, those amounts
Are covered.
are covered. Whereas right now, there's a few of us that pay Aflac on 100%
There's
on
6
our own.
that do Aflac, and just for short-term disability, we are paying almost double of what they want,
For,
short-term disability.
through Aflac?
Yeah,
How much, well, I mean, it must be
it's double
based
what
on
Health
your
Trust is.
income, no?
That's what, they
Yeah,
base that on
but they
their
are
income.
too.
Yeah, they base
That's
that on.
Right.
income.
Yeah,
So,
the rates are
300
just much better. to
you're
do.
saying Aflac right now is approximately $700 a month?
Yeah.
For an individual?
No,
No,
for all of us, but it's
for
only
For the
six,
whole
for
town.
six, no, for 6 people that we
For
pay it
6
on our
people.
own.
that we pay on our own.
That would be for
Those quotes
17
are for all full-time employees
all full-time employees.
to be covered.
And that would add how much to the budget? Is that 84,000?
Mm-hmm.
84,000?
100.
8,400.
Oh.
I was gonna
wait,
say,
huh?
that ain't, that's
Yeah.
not right.
No, I see.
It's Eight.
I don't know
4,000.
if there's a comma in the wrong.
4,000 for long-term, 4,000-ish for short-term.
What am I? Oh, 4,003. Your dollar
Sorry,
sign I thought was at 8.
There you go, that happens when I'm writing fast.
So it'd be 4,300 a year. That's going by the amount of people who are enrolled, or is that
That's-
everybody?
That's
everybody.
all full-time
All
employees.
full-time
Mhm.
employees. Whether we get more or not, or that's for
Or
everybody.
people leave or whatever. And that's at the salaries they're at now too, cause they take into their account the salaries, right?
Mhm.
So it would be, if you did both, it would be another $8,800.
A year.
Mhm. Annually, short-term would be 43.35, and long-term is 44.40.
And long-term what?
Long-term is 4,440 annually,
Yep,
and short-term is $4,335.84.
okay.
And that's for 17 full-time employees.
And they needed to be a sign up when?
By Friday, we have to let her know. In
What,
order
in
to,
November? To know by
It won't.
January?
Mhm.
yeah, so we have to
Otherwise you
tell.
can't do it.
Well, yeah, I might be able to push her off.
Because I would really like to hear at least the first bit from the Finance Advisory Committee, how
Okay.
we're looking on our budget. I mean, I know 8,000 isn't 100,000, but I don't know if we're gonna, I haven't talked with them to see how they're coming along, but
They were going to reach out, he was gonna reach out to you and start, I don't know if he did to you, Debbie, start setting up
Yeah,
yeah.
times.
and they had to cancel their meeting last night too, because of the closing the office.
Oh,
Well, Sylvia seemed to have is that her name?
Stephanie?
Stephanie,
Stephanie?
Is it Stephanie
On
is
the
that who you're
finance
talking
committee?
about?
on the finance committee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She seemed to have a good grasp on all of that,
Mhm.
and maybe we can just have a quick meeting with her and get some clarification.
I don't know that we can wait till next Tuesday to
I can call Tuesday tomorrow.
call her and ask.
I can call her tomorrow and ask.
yeah, especially everyone's getting their tax bills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's, you see the results of March vote,
Mhm.
and it ain't fun.
Mhm.
So I think we gotta be careful.
Well, on the flip side,
There's no flip side to that, is there?
well, the flip side is having employees working here and not having to spend money to recruit new employees and like retention is like at the top of every
Every place.
town's
Yeah.
everything is
No,
retention.
I understand
And
that.
for-
That's-
Also in the United States,
and for-
everywhere you can only
Right.
sign up for insurance once a year.
And,
But,
and for
I do
$8,000
understand.
a year to make 17 employees,
And I
Help
understand,
them
and I
stay.
believe I have been a part of
oh yeah,
correcting
advocating.
things
Mhm.
for employee retention.
Yeah.
However, I don't think we can continue just escalating
No, I agree.
and adding, and I know it would be nice to
But-
be able to get all of the benefits. As it stands now, it is how it is. I've never heard somebody threaten to quit over it. I suppose now that I've said that, people might want to come and say, I'm going to quit if you don't do this. Then we got to weigh that.
But the health
But it is.
insurance, if we switch to Health Trust next
Yeah.
year for the health insurance, we'll be saving way more than $8,000.
Which would be awesome.
So
and
that
I think
would
we have
compensate
to. Yeah.
for the difference,
Yeah.
and then some.
And so but we don't
So-
have them numbers.
We do.
We do.
Have Candy right this second.
not with us, because we wanted, this was more of a deadline, knowing that we had to have that in now versus we can't do anything we have to have the other thing in by February 1st. So for
And how
for a
would
June
you
start date.
propose that we fund this?
Well,
We've
if you're
already
sa- if you're
overspent
saving a
health
bunch of money
insurance.
no, we haven't.
already,
We haven't?
No,
Mm.
we're way under on health insurance.
Well,
We did a $37,000
because of
check.
that.
20, yeah,
27, yeah.
right. But now we're not paying health insurance for 2
But is
people
that gonna,
here.
that'll,
But we're not doing
wash
it.
out?
We're not doing it right now. This year, it doesn't. It
It will
won't
be for
start
next year.
until 26.
but would that be,
So
it
it would be
starts
the
in
26th
January, so
budget.
our calendar year ends when?
December
December
31st.
Oh yeah, and then we're starting in on,
So even if we had a default budget, we would have budgeted for the school care rates for health insurance. And if we switch mid-year to the health trust at the lower rate, it's still gonna be more than enough to pay for that.
and their ifs. What was the savings? Do you recall?
Did we even figure out
I mean, are these
I don't
hard
think- I don't
quotes
think-
or are they?
yeah, no, they're
Yeah,
hard
no, we
quotes.
got proposals.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
proposals
And they're very much
we can-
apples to apples for
we can-
services?
it's actually better.
It's better, and we can pick, I have some ideas, but
Yeah, we can pick
because
3
we
different
can't do it in
plans
January, I need to start in July. I think there's one plan
that we can't
because
get
you
right.
don't want people to have to do 2 different deductibles in
Right.
1 year.
Yeah,
So there's one plan with no deductible, just pay the copay, we pay the, premium, but the copay, it is cheaper than what school care is. But then in January, we can offer 3 different plans, as we do now, depending on where, but like, the rates for school care, the orange, the lowest plan just went up 26%, I think.
Yeah, it's,
across the
Everything's
country,
going up.
everything's
it
So-
was already
yeah,
one of the most expensive insurance companies you could use.
So Health Trust, I have experience with from the past, and
What did we use before school care?
health trust.
And why
So-
was there complaints on that?
Because the selectmen picked the cheapest plan there was, which was site of service. So if you don't do your homework as a patient or as a whatever, and you have to look up, where can I go for this, where can I go for that, I have to get a referral for this and I have to get a referral for that, so that keeps the premiums low. But the employee has to do all the work to get that, and they were all complaining that they were having to pay all this stuff, but I don't think they were informed that they had to advocate for themselves and find doctors in the plan or find certain sites that do the lab work or whatever it is. They were never told that.
Site of service is different than in-network.
Right.
So like they only have 3
Certain-
labs down this way, so if you go to your
Right.
doctor and they say you need lab work, you can't just go where your doctor is, you have to
Go to the
had to
list.
look at one of those 3
Right.
and gone there, and then it would have been free, so it really would have been much cheaper.
The other complaint that I heard was medication.
Right, and this is,
Does it offer different levels
yes,
that people
yes.
would have to
So
pay
now
more?
they're-
So
right,
I did a lot of research this weekend on it too, which I had done it in another town before, but they do have a bunch of really good plans, but one that,
it's like
higher
10,
deductible,
25.
lower no deductible, so we could offer which way people wanna go.
Mhm.
And I do know insurances, so if you go that route, it would be sitting down with all employees, probably each department separately, and I could go through and explain to them what the different ones are, and they can.
It seems like that would be the insurance agent's
Well,
job,
they-
not
they-
yours.
They'll do that.
They do that too, but like,
Yeah.
once we pick it, it's still, believe me.
Yeah,
The
no, I
guys,
know,
the
people
younger
will have
ones,
questions,
it's
yeah.
confusing.
Right,
It's very confusing.
sure.
Health insurance
think
today.
and
Health
trying to get all the
insurance is-
employees at the same
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Is one of them things I think people say you We'll find out when you submit a bill
Yep,
what you
Yeah,
paid
no,
for.
Right.
it's very, so.
That's how it is.
but not knowing what you have to do was part of it, you know what I mean? Like with the employees before, when we had Health Trust, because it was that site of service plan, we offered one plan, and that was it. And if the employee didn't know, instead of still going to their doctor, yeah, they take that insurance, but they're paying a really high rate. And then they're going to get their lab work done at the place they always went to, but had they known they had to go to LabQuest,
I
they would have
remember.
gotten it free. You
And
know,
I think
it was
we
a
had
whole,
someone quit
yeah,
over that.
it was a
or
nightmare.
something.
But
Yes.
nobody knew, nobody was told that that's what they had to do because this was the type of plan. It was just, here's the insurance we offer and have fun. So everyone was complaining of how much out of pocket they had to pay. So anyways, there's that.
Let's see. I'm checking
Okay.
what our health insurance line is. Would that even fall under that? We don't have anywhere else to put it, right?
We could, I mean, it's insurance. We could either create a new line for this or
Could be a
we
slash
could add
life,
it to,
life/STD, LTD.
yeah, we could add it to the lifeline. Can I phone a friend?
Lifeline. What is that?
Life insurance, oh, that was from,
Oh, we do have.
yeah, we have life insurance.
Yeah, we have.
And we
life
have it through
insurance.
Health Trust, so we could add the long and short term disability to that line. We could create its own line or however you wanna do it.
Gotta first see if there's money.
Well, we're not paying for it this year. Doesn't
So if we
start-
signed a contract
doesn't-
for it, would it come out of
it's-
next year's
it
budget?
start- yes, it starts
It wouldn't even
next
come
year.
out of this year's budget?
Correct.
That's where I'm like, I wanna see what next year's budget looks like.
Right.
And I get that.
So, and like I said, if we switch to the Health Trust insurance, we'll save more than that per year. So we'd still be saving money switching to the Health Trust insurance and adding this from what we have now. Did I say that right?
But halfway through. So
But yeah, halfway through the year.
I can crunch more numbers tomorrow.
Is it possible for us to get somebody from Health Trust to give a presentation
Yes.
to all the employees?
Yes.
Okay,
We already
Yep.
asked about that.
and then,
And we will not get a
And then-
site of service plan.
right, and then we'll have a better idea from this end of the table.
So for the health insurance and dental,
Mhm.
that's what we would do, cause we have time to do that before February 1st.
I can run numbers tomorrow to show you what,
How much it would,
it's
like,
really
what the
just the one
difference
thing
would
to
be.
Jan through July.
I mean,
Right.
yeah,
July through there.
it doesn't affect me because I'm covered with Tricare.
You're not eligible anyway.
Hmm?
You're not eligible anyway. You have to be a full-time employee.
I can do that though.
That's fine.
But we have time on, as far as like looking into the health insurance and everything, we don't have time
Let's
as
see,
far as that goes.
yeah, let's see about what we can, if everybody kinda goes along with it.
You mean health insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're talking this. The health insurance, where we have time to work on, crunch more numbers,
Okay,
cause we have till February 1st to let school care know we're canceling and let Health Trust know where we wanna onboard. The long and short term disability, she only gave us till Friday, this Friday,
okay.
to let them know.
I have a question for our accountant.
Did we didn't have the long-term or short-term disability
No.
before, right?
Those of us who want it, we pay our 100% ourselves through
And that was through
Aflac,
Aflac.
which is,
Aflac's expensive.
which is double the price of what these guys are,
Aflac's very expensive.
right?
And they're very quick
No, because.
to kick people off if like they're on medication for,
I've had Aflac
These-
for
all of
15
these.
years.
I'm
Past
saying, okay,
2 jobs
so
I've had.
go back.
I've always had Aflac, actually
Yeah.
longer
So
than that,
these are all-
15 years.
All of the
And-
different.
And I keep
Yeah, so
the
we
rates that
want-
I got when I signed
I
up.
was looking at the
My
overall
rates
budget.
never go up.
Oh, yeah, well,
So
see, that's
whatever
what
the
you
rate
can't
was
really
that I was
do
paying for
because
my life
like we're
insurance through
talking
them when I signed up 20 years ago is what I pay now.
accounts that the money's not in there.
So your rate
Well,
doesn't
Yeah,
go
we
up,
have the money in the check,
which is awesome.
Correct,
but it's
but
not
like, so
showing.
these would,
Is that why they're in parentheses or?
that's because they're in the negative because it was never done in the beginning of the year, set up the right way.
So, this is negative
And it really isn't.
because. So
Like,
this
if
is-
you look at, where is it,
But
where
these
did
line
you
items will be
choose?
all
So like,
up to date. Let's look at that
mm,
life insurance. Where was that under
Where is-
BOS?
Each department has their
that's
own.
what I'm looking for, right, cause so
Is
like,
there anything but
right here. So we have that, the life insurance is pretty cut and dry, so it wouldn't, but like, so, like health insurance for DPW, that's extra right now.
Looking at all these towns
So that's what's left.
with
That's
So
what's
really
left.
extra
short-term
because
disability
it's, yeah.
and
But we do
long-term
still
disability.
have
Mhm.
and it says 100% paid by
two
the
more
towns.
months.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can-
but,
Can we put some numbers on what that means?
let me look at ours.
What do you mean?
Well, if the town is paying for it,
Well,
Well, it's gonna vary by
we can do
town,
that.
Yeah,
by
another
salaries
time.
and, you know what I mean, because you're gonna have, like, if you're going with, say, Keene, they have a huge payroll, you know what I mean, so they have tons of full-time people, so it's not gonna, to me, that wouldn't be relevant, really.
no, but I'm looking at
He
what,
wants to know, can we put numbers on all those towns and how much they pay? But it's,
We really
we're talking $8,800, but
We
in
really
my
don't-
mind, it's just
We really don't have that ability, I could call them all and find out.
well, I'm just wondering how much, I mean, we've got what, 17 employees?
Wilton's comparable, Hollis is comparable.
17
well,
that would
Hollis
be
probably-
eligible for that, yes.
Brookline's comparable.
Okay, and I'm just looking at what the numbers would, or asking what the numbers would be for the number of employees that we have to be on short-term disability and long-term disability.
That's what we just
That's
gave you,
that's what that is.
Okay, here.
8,400 a year for both, for all full-time
88.
employees, 8,800.
The 4,300 or 4,400?
4,400 and
44 for
4330.
44,
Add them together,
Yeah.
So
Or even
80.
just short term would
You got
be-
the total right at the bottom.
Or short term we could start at and short term to me is really more important, for all employees.
I agree. That's why I think all the towns have
All the towns pay,
All the
pay
towns have
100% for
short term.
And the short-term.
There's some that don't do long
Long
term.
term.
And it seems like the ones that don't do long term do 100% on the health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a couple of those, or 2 or 3, I think, right?
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, if it's going on next year's budget, it's hard to. I hate to front load the budget. You know what I'm saying?
but if you're gonna make up more than make up that difference by switching health insurance.
But they're two different things. We have to address the health insurance.
No, I know, but bottom line wise, it's still insurance.
Right.
But bottom line of the budget, by switching to the different health insurance plan, it's gonna be way less,
I understand.
even if you
that.
add that in.
I understand.
So it pays for itself.
It's
Mhm.
more than
No.
paying for it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't pay for itself.
Well, it's that much less that we'd have in the budget.
Our total insurance
I think is what he's
budget
getting.
is hopefully gonna be less next year,
It is.
even if we adopt this.
Yes.
But I know the $3.5 million budget, it does come from 1,000 here, 5,000
Yeah,
here,
no,
3,000
I get that.
here, 6. So
Definitely.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk with Joe, but I would like to wait on this. And I know
I can call Teresa tomorrow. I'll reach out to her.
What's your drop dead date? Is it this
I'll
Friday?
find out from Teresa tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I would
She
appreciate
originally
that,
said
guys.
Friday, but
Yeah, I'll
maybe
call
she
and
can
see
see
if
if
she
we
can
can
push it off.
extend it.
Cause there's a balance, you know, I mean, adding a new benefit for the employees, then we do the budget, and then like, oh, well, we already signed that contract, so now we're gonna take away these ones that don't have a so you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't wanna put myself in that position of,
I'll call Teresa.
I have no idea what,
I'll call Teresa. I can even reach out to Joe too.
I appreciate that, and I do have to get a hold of Joe to find
Yeah,
out.
I sent
where
him
we're
all
at.
that info, by the way.
Yes, I saw that.
Everything. Oh yeah, I copied on you on
Yeah.
it. So Joe has all the numbers of the new quote that we got from Health Trust for the health insurance and dental.
So he's inputting
Andy
that
has the
in our proposed.
law. I don't know if he's inputting it, but I gave it to him, so he has it.
Alright.
So he
Yeah.
would, I'm assuming, calculate what the
Are they
difference would be.
meeting this week? This coming?
They were gonna meet,
Monday.
yeah, they're meeting on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
This coming Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's just see if I can make. Before you go, Mary,
Mm-hmm.
I talked with Pete Kelleher
Mm-hmm.
about BSNA.
Mm-hmm.
Did he share with you
Mhm.
and you
Yeah, he did.
Have you
He
heard
popped in
anything?
today.
Mm-hmm.
about how a request for additional training?
Yeah, he was still waiting to hear.
Yeah,
So
I told him I would bring it here.
I think maybe next week he's planning on coming. I think he wanted to talk to them first and see if it was possible.
So he was planning on coming to our meeting.
I
Is
think
that what you're thinking?
I think next
or
week.
at least getting more information,
Yes,
because
he's in the process of getting more information,
I talked with him briefly.
and I thought was gonna reach out to you too, but
I did talk to him briefly.
that was today.
No.
Yeah, today. So he was gonna, I thought, reach out to you, but
Oh, he might have
he
emailed.
will probably ask to come next week. He was waiting to hear back from BSNA.
Because what he said is there's just holes.
There is.
There's gaps in the original setup.
Mm-hmm. Tons.
Just in talking with him, it sounds like it should be like part of the deal is a year later you have this much support, because now everybody, because we had all our support right at the first year, part of the contract, and then
See ya.
go get them, and now you start inputting, and then after a year you're like, wait, how do I?
So we do have support that we don't have to pay for, or part of our contract prices includes support. However, their support isn't pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm trying to do this, help me through it. It's, you send them an email and tell them what you need, and they'll call you back within 24 hours. That's the support.
And he has been on with them like numerous
Yeah.
times,
Oh, yeah.
like for
He-
hours and hours and hours as
Mhm.
well. And it's more the training, so like none
Which-
of us know.
Which he didn't get any training other
Right.
than what Jen
And
trained
Mary
him.
didn't,
Well, I'm saying, but they're two different worlds.
but they're all
He's
from the same
building.
company,
Mhm.
Yes,
But
and they're supposed to be all.
but when they're not gonna give you free training every time you get a new employee.
I understand, and I'm not
I
really,
think most
I'm
of
not
it's
really
not set
driving.
up behind the scenes correctly. That's what I think most of the issues are.
Yeah.
Is
Was
that
what?
things are not set up
When-
behind the scenes correctly,
Yeah, so
including accounting end.
so between what Pete said and what I hear, from others.
Mm.
I really would like to know how much it would cost to get a representative here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
He is working on that.
yeah, so that's
I know
where
it was
the
expensive.
money, yeah, because you're paying for hotels, airfares, meals, rent-a-cars.
No, I understand.
Okay.
I understand getting a representative here is more expensive, but I wonder. Sometimes you can Zoom me and it's great, but not for everybody.
Yeah.
And to have a dedicated,
Oh, I would much rather have
Time.
someone sitting with me, but
and I don't know.
if it's
He
gonna
is
cost me
working on it.
$15,000 more than it would to have him do it remotely.
Well, we don't know what the price is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's where it would have to
right.
come in, but if I know we've kind of, last I looked, we weren't doing so well on our support line.
Mm.
It's gone.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could do that, and especially to get the treasurer on board, to get this thing doing what we were hoping it was gonna do, it sounds like there's a few holes in the dam that need to be plugged,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would have something that,
Little boxes checked here and there.
yeah. So, well, I'm glad to hear, maybe next week we can discuss that.
I'll
We
follow
won't
up with
take-
him too.
We won't take any more time on the round table.
Okay.
Lorraine, you had something you wanted to bring up?
Yep, I won't be long, I see that you only have a couple minutes.
Thank you,
here.
Mary.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mary.
So, I just wanna talk a little bit tonight about, PEG access. So the town has collected PEG access franchise fees for a long time.
What is it?
Public education, your public access franchise fees that you get from Comcast every
Oh,
year.
yeah, we just got our
So
statement
that
today.
that is a public right for everyone, not just the town, so I am putting my formal request to have public access for that. And, in the spirit of transparency, I'm gonna submit a series of lawful 91A public requests tonight, and you'll have 5 business days to provide a certain date as the law requires. And, so the first one obviously will be for PEG access.
I'm sorry, I just wanna, so when you're saying you want access to see how much the town receives, or are you,
I'm good, let me just finish through here with the PEG.
sorry, alright,
The first request is for access to PEG channel. I think it's something that our town needs, is to have access where we can break down these things that happen in our town, and also just it's a great thing for the community, and that's what the funds are for. So that is the first 91A, and the second one will be for all record alterations. And the third one will be for every municipal bank account, every department account, every deposit reconciliation, every financial instrument, all of it. The third one is for all accessing records, avatar system, avatar system, tax kiosk, all those documentations. Request number 4 is for all lien records, payment reconciliation, any discrepancies between public and town accounting. And request number 5 is for all current use filings, map changes, DRA communications, and all CU current use related assessing actions. Request number 6 is for the timber intent to cut. I gave that yesterday, but just in the
Yes.
spirit of transparency, I'm gonna say that again tonight. Request number 7 is for septic, DES, environmental violations, drainage issues, leach fields, town communications regarding contamination issues. Request 8, zoning, subdivision development, planning files, all communications regarding projects other than single family use. Request 9, obviously a big one, the cemetery maps, burial records, plot sales, boundary, sexton records, and perpetual care funds. And the last one, which I feel like is one that people have asked for the most, is the 2025 tax calculation, work papers, and justification, including all DRA records and things that come along that. So I'm just gonna give these to you guys now. And so the thing about it is that
could you-
transparency is a public right for everyone. And I didn't wanna look around at all, I just really came here to get support as a town person. And, I came saying that I have representation and, you know, that representation wanted to know why the town wasn't following their own ordinances that they wrote for, garbage trucks and why they weren't supporting my, any of that, which of course caused that to poke around, and this is the result. So, the town deserves all these answers. There's an 18% tax rate. There's a lot of warrant articles that are signed, and granted, it's not the town's there is a responsibility to show up and be involved in those things, but we have every right to know these things, especially in 2025. And where we have every right to have access to those things. And when I get that documentation, it will be for the public.
So as I understand, RSA 91A, the town will provide all, like you have here. I respectfully request complete copies of all records
Yep.
used to calculate, submit, or justify the now you're including but not limited to. You do understand that the town is not required to make new records
Nope, you're required to, all the records
that are on
that I
on
requested
hand.
on here,
Yeah.
I request that for the town. If those records do not exist, please state that in writing for the town.
And
So,
copies, you want paper copies?
if paper or electronic is stated as it's stated in there is fine. If it's easier for you to do PDF, it's fine. If it's easier to do paper, it's fine.
So paper copies we can charge for, electronic copies we do not.
You don't, electronic is fine in there as stated, but, in the 91A request, those fees are not placed upon to the user. If I came in
Yes.
to get a copy of my deed,
It's posted in the
well,
lobby for fees, cause
Okay.
we have to post that.
electronic is fine. I'll make
So-
sure I note that with my lawyer.
Were you watching when we did the tax rate calculation?
Yes,
So you
but
see
do
how
you-
it's presented.
I do, but
To
I
us.
also see, you are aware obviously that there's a lot of records that are public. So even before the 91A requests, in that looking around, there were violations. And those violations deserve to be heard and why those violations occurred.
So you would like this to be filled before you elaborate on what you perceive as violations? Is that what you're
This is what it is. Those are
It's-
those are 91A requests.
Yeah.
Once I hand them over, then you guys have 5 days to do whatever, respond however you want. Those
Yeah.
responses will be recorded. I am a farmer. I know about my particular situation because I spent a lot of time with it, but I don't know about the ins and outs and what have you, so there could be goings on. But there is other people who do, like lawyers, and when they point out those things, that is when I asked them, how do I correct these things? Because when I discover it, I'm just looking for a civil issue to help with that. I can't leave those things that I've undiscovered. That is the town's information. Everyone deserves to have that, and those are just snippets of violations, and the whole path behind the violations deserves to be heard for everybody. I mean, I can just say one thing right now. I mean, you have a lot of people that are in lien, that have paid their lien, and that exact dollar amount carries over, never taken out a lien. That amount carries over, even though the balance says zero, interest is carried over, all that is carried over. This is, it's inexplainable, the things that have happened in some people's tax liens. People were pulled out of current use illegally, then paid, that tax difference was put onto those people's liens, not just myself, there was a bunch of people the same day. And then, we paid that difference, the town never recorded the current use with the registry of deeds. Those are just a couple snippets. There's so much more deep, sadly, I didn't wanna have to get a lawyer, I really just want my land. But in that poking, what am I supposed to do, just leave that?
When a lien is paid off,
it's supposed to end.
It is sent by the tax collector to the registry of deeds to be released.
Well,
So
I
however it
record of that.
comes, you
Well,
have,
yeah, I mean, well, I'm happy to see
Yeah.
record of that. I'm happy to see record of that, but I mean, there is record of other people's deeds that, I mean, any person that could sit there and look at it and use a calculator and can say, last year's payment was made, and then the new balance for this year is the exact same amount. Some people received 3 tax bills this year. I mean, I know if you know that, that's also another violation. You can only send out 2 tax bills. There's a bunch. I mean, the whole thing is that
You can
I'm
only
not
send
here.
out 2 tax bills, what does that mean?
I mean, you can look at your own, like I said.
yeah,
I'm
this
not
is,
gonna
it's
explain
right here,
any laws.
it's right here, and
Okay,
you're
so-
not under
yeah.
any
No, I'm
obligation
just
to
curious.
explain
Yeah,
any of
and I don't
your
want to.
Right.
requests. I was
Yeah.
just looking through it to make sure it seems like
Thorough.
something that we can accommodate.
You have to.
I was
Yeah.
just looking through it to make sure that nothing popped out at me as you had mentioned about the cable that you wanted access to it. I
Yep,
don't think
I
I
have-
don't see it in here,
Well, first,
and it would not be a right to know thing. All you'd have to do is talk to the video
well,
committee.
actually, the right to know, with the PEG access comes from the funds. So if you
Yeah,
read that
I
right
see
to know
that.
access.
It's
yeah.
about the funding.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's- yeah.
No,
You
that's
wanna know how much money is in there and how much money we get, is that what you're asking?
And
Should-
where
it's
it is,
it's spelled out,
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty
and we're
spelled
gonna
out.
have to go into a non-public session
Oh, yeah, it's.
Yep.
shortly.
No,
But
that's
it is
fine.
spelled
I'm
out,
glad, yep,
and-
and this is what it is. I have said time and time again since I was born from my mother, I've always loved this town, but I'm
Mhm.
not, accountability is for everyone.
Well,
It's
this is
not
what
selective.
that's what 91A is all about.
That's exactly it, and I
Yeah.
think that it's also important for New Ipswich to know they can write their own warrant articles. And we can work
Nobody's
together.
hiding it from them.
No, I know, but I
In
think that they
fact-
do need someone to hold a bullhorn and explain that.
Let me see if I can bullhorn that for you now. If I have that paper.
We're right at 6:30.
Yeah,
529.
I had important dates right here. If somebody would like to do a petitioned warrant article,
The 5 board members,
what's that?
what is it for?
You said that people can write their own
Yes,
warrant
yes.
article.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
aware
just
of a couple going around. That's
so
why.
I'm giving you for a petitioned warrant article.
It's 2% of the vote, or 25, whichever's lower. New Ipswich, it would be 25.
Yeah, you have to check with the DRA when you're gonna do I would advise people to run it by the DRA, what they want to put as a warrant article. It saves a lot of time.
Cause
Because-
sometimes people have put in warrant articles that were not enforceable, even if they did pass. Right,
At 2 o'clock.
right.
And I'm not asking for that, but I am, I know that people, there's a lot of things that have, I'm not, again, it's like with the Cormier laws and whatnot. There's so many laws, you can't expect everybody to know all those laws, but there's, I think you said maybe you got 17 people working in town, and that's a lot of people that are a lot not going on. And we have the right to know all that. And not just, I watched a lot of the board meetings that are on there, it's not informative. We're not seeing, and even the warrant
So,
articles, nobody's coming.
if I
here
could
voting.
interrupt, the last day for voters to petition the select board to include an article in a town meeting warrant is January 13th, 2026,
That's right.
unless it includes a bond.
Yep.
January 13th, 2026. And now I will make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A.
You gotta love the
Three.
91.
Hi, everybody.
Back in public session, would you say no decisions were made?
Correct.
Now, where is?
Oh, hi.
A stack of papers.
Oh, my goodness. Uh-oh, we can't find it? I only printed one. What's going on, Dee?
All right, good evening. I will call this public hearing to order. The time?
This is a public
7:02.
7:02. This is the first of two required public hearings being held pursuant to RSA 41:14-A regarding the transfer of two properties recently sold at auction. Map 11, Lot 50, Map 15B, Lot 25. These parcels were not tax deeded properties, therefore the town is required to hold public hearings and obtain input before the select board may vote to approve the transfer. As stated in the auction terms, all sales were subject to and contingent upon the town of New Ipswich selectmen holding the required hearings pursuant to RSA 41:14-A and voting to approve the transfer. In preparation for this hearing, the select board requested and received input from both the planning board and the conservation commission in accordance with RSA 41:14-A. At this time, we'll open the floor for public comment regarding the proposed transfers. Please state your name and address for the record before speaking.
Nothing?
The floor is open. Yes, sir.
David Ward, 21 Thayer Road, and this refers to map 11, lot 50. How did the town come into possession of that particular piece of property?
You gotta make me go look. I
I
don't know.
have it.
Oh, you do?
So we did get feedback from both the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board. Lot 11, or
Map 11, lot
Map
50.
11, Lot 50. This is the property on Hybridge Road?
It is landlocked. It is.
Oh, this is the one
The other one.
that's behind Thayer Road.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like me to read the planning board's response to it? This is from the planning board.
Thank you.
This property is likely subject to intent, and the clearest recommendation to the planning board could make is to consider use as a water source for the fire department. The property is shown 0.3 acres with a stream down the middle. It was deeded for the purpose of building a reservoir for storage of water for fire protection of the neighborhood and that only. It also notes that in the event that the maintenance of such reservoir be discontinued by said town, the title of said town to the hereinafter described tract shall lapse and vest in the before mentioned grantors of their heirs or assigns. This deed also noted a right-of-way would also lapse in the same manner as above if the town of New Ipswich does not build and maintain a reservoir for the fire purposes. If the intent is not able to be met, well, the info below may help with the process required to proceed with the sale. And then there's a quote from RSA 41:14A, Roman numeral 2, parentheses C, and then another quote from RSA 564-B, :1-112. I don't know if that helps.
Well, it helps a little bit. The stream no longer runs down the middle of it, but it runs on the Turnpike Road edge of the property. I don't know if that makes any difference. My deed says that my property line goes up to the water's edge, but since the dam is now derelict, the water's edge has moved.
No.
So I put that section of land kind of in limbo, I think.
What do you mean?
Well, my deed says it goes to the water's edge, but since the water has receded and exposed that land, it doesn't, my property doesn't expand by that 1/3 acre
Right.
because there's no water on top of it now. I'm assuming
Right,
that it's the
it's where the water
the
would
pond
be.
bed is
Yeah,
what this is.
And so, was there something that you wanted us to consider with this, or?
Well, was the high bidder at the auction, and so, in terms of that whole process, I was not informed that anything funny was going on, and had actually come over here, getting close to the 45-day limit, since I paid in full and hadn't heard anything, and so I'm just trying to figure out if this can still go through, and if
Yeah, this is a part of that process.
Yeah.
So what happened was in 2007, there's a warrant article that authorized the selectmen to purchase and sell property. What we weren't aware of is that any, what is it,
anything that is not tax deeded.
that is not tax deeded needs a public hearing. So we can still, because before this, it would be voted on at the annual meeting on the warrant. With that warrant article, now it could happen here, but we were not aware of this. And
That you
that's
have to
what
have two.
was explained here.
So that was part of the, I think it was in the PNS, or it was, they talked about it the day of the auction. We anticipated it happening in the middle of November. We would be able to have the two public hearings before that 45-day mark. And we had to wait for planning board and conservation feedback on those, but the timing of when they had their meetings and these dates, it just, and then being having to notice it 10 days in advance and that whole thing, it just, the way it, timing wise, it just didn't work out. And that's why when I talked to you and then you talked to Jay, it was all, we figured it out. However, we still legally have to have the 2 meetings, and then the third one is to vote. And they have to be spaced a certain amount of days apart.
So is this being considered still within the realm of a normal process for this, or let's say everything goes as anticipated,
Yep.
and we get the deed, is there anything in this process that can put that deed in jeopardy in the future?
In the future,
This
no.
board.
Once these 2 public hearings are had, and no one has any complaints or
like why you can't do that, and then the board votes on it, and then they say yes, you can have it. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's all,
It would be clear title.
it still is on the authority of the board.
Right.
Not,
Yeah.
it's not like the public is here to vote whether or not.
Yeah.
However, the public can and should be able to try and influence the board in matters. That's the whole purpose of a public hearing.
Right.
And we need to hear the input. You know.
So I think from the intent perspective, one of the RSAs you cited is the New Hampshire Trust Code. And I think that there's a chance that this intent can't be met. But it's still important, I think, for the board to really go back to that trust, that community trust, that if something is given without restrictions, then it's given. And it's yours to do with what you want, or the town's to do with as it wants. But in this case, it was donor restricted by purpose and duration. And so there is that trust element that comes in regarding the purpose was for a water source for the community. The timeline was in perpetuity or it lapsed back to the owners. The good news is in this case you can track the heirs and assigns pretty easily. Most people have good family records.
Yeah.
But if it's not doable, then I think I didn't go too much further down the road, but there is certainly, if you go to the court and there's some potential either court or probate element to it, I would have hoped you guys would have pursued that a little bit to see where to go if you wanted to continue down the path to sell it. But I think that there's a couple of steps if we want to maintain trust with the community, to know that we are really following the guidance. And I realized that the auction happened before the request for feedback, but we couldn't help that order of things.
Right, and we didn't find out about, because we thought that the
I get it,
town
I get it,
voted
yep,
to
yep.
give the selectmen permission. We didn't realize it was only for tax deed sales.
Yeah, and I get it,
That
and
didn't
that's
have to have the public hearings.
right.
And
So
we found out 2 days before the auction, so
Yeah.
because it was either pull it from the auction and then we would have gotten charged for all of that stuff, or, let these people know at the auction, or I don't know if the auction company let them know ahead of time. Oh no, because they wouldn't have known who was bidding. But so they
Were
let
you
them know
notified
day
that-
of.
That these hearings would take place? As
Yeah.
No,
when you were
I
purchased?
came to the office and in the process of me asking questions, found out that the hearings were happening. But no, I hadn't heard anything.
When you did the purchase,
I haven't heard anything from when I did the purchase or any time after that, except by coming here and asking
The
questions.
day of the auction, they did say that. Because
It was
in the
stated?
deeds, it says, in the purchase and sales, it says that contingent upon having 2 public hearings, whatever, and the closing date should be within 45 days. It was all part of that.
so you were aware of that 45 days and the,
Yeah.
I had that packet, so I guess I
Yeah.
would have to say that I was aware.
okay.
And then,
But this process, is not how we would have liked
No.
to have seen it go.
had
By
we
no
known,
means.
yeah,
No,
had we known,
apologize.
we would have had the hearings first
Yes.
and then had the auction.
Right.
But we didn't find out till 2 days.
So it
before,
is a
so-
corrective measure.
Yeah.
And in the event that it falls through, all deposits are fully refunded and the
Absolutely.
town
Yeah.
will assume.
And the town
that.
will pay the fees
Yeah.
to the auctioneer. Yeah.
Yep, the town would assume all. So,
And from now on, we're never gonna sell anything that's not tax deeded.
wait, we're working on the antique fire brigade.
I'm not part of it.
you know what happens when
I'm
you say
out.
never? God just
Yes,
laughs,
absolutely, absolutely. That is true.
Yeah, it has
So
been
say
an educational
almost never.
Almost
journey.
never.
It really has.
It's
It's
It's been awful.
well, I
the-
don't know if
the
it's
good news
awful,
is,
but
well,
it
for
sure
me-
is eye-opening when you say, "Look at this map.
Yeah.
Okay, we own all these properties. Let's look on the tax map. Okay, we have all these properties. Now, what is the town doing with these things?
Right.
let's let people get them so they can do something
Right.
with it, because the town's doing nothing. And then,
then-
and then you find out in 1879 it was deeded for this purpose.
Right.
But it's kind of good from a cultural standpoint
Oh,
that we're
it's-
going back to our roots
Yeah.
of understanding the intent.
Well,
it's
but
interesting
there's better
learning
ways
all
of
this
there's
stuff.
better
There
ways
is,
of
there is,
getting
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean,
But it did provoke. I think we just tonight reviewed a request for bid for surveying Manley Road, because we had to pull that off the auction because suddenly somebody said, "Well, maybe
Yeah.
you don't own that. Maybe there's no land there."
yeah,
Well, all our maps, everything indicates that we own this land
Right.
and that it's doing nothing.
right.
And so we tried, but it's been a real learning
Yeah.
experience. And I don't know if it's worth the money to try and clean up all the deeds and survey all of our property. Probably not worth it. Just advise other selectmen, just leave it be.
Yeah.
Don't touch
Now
it.
we know why nobody ever did it.
I don't know. But this is one of them things. And
Yeah.
so the education has been good, although it's been painful for some people. And I really
Very
do feel bad.
painful.
I feel bad about that. I didn't know that there was questions. And I don't think any of us knew that these were questionable
I'm
properties.
just trying to figure out where this is going.
Well,
I mean, do we have a solution?
yeah, we hold these public hearings,
Okay,
and then the
But-
board has to vote.
and what are you going to vote for?
To sell it.
To either acquire or sell land, buildings, or both.
Yeah, to sell it.
Okay.
So
Even though we already sold it, technically.
with this
But was there,
caveat,
but was there a date for any of that back in 1879 or whenever?
Yeah, we have deeds.
And there is a
And,
process that you can
and-
challenge, you can say, there's no way we can meet the intent of this. You're just
Right.
gonna have to go through those steps.
that- I
If you
think-
decide you
Right.
want to sell it, you're gonna,
if
from
it's
my
challenged,
perspective,
Yep.
Is
you're
it
gonna
that
have to go through the
Cypre-
steps.
You have to
Sorry.
go through the steps.
Cypre petition, I
And
think.
that's what I'm,
that is.
I don't
Come
know,
after.
that, I
think.
was hoping if there was a discussion about potentially continuing, you would ask the lawyers what the process was.
yeah. Well, we're already dealing with the charitable trust lawyer
Okay.
right now, and that it turns out is a specialty in itself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Just the deeds. We couldn't have our regular attorney look into he had to forward it. It's a
Forward it, yeah.
specialty.
I believe it.
And so we're having them look at the antique fire brigade building now and see what our options are with that.
Because that was deeded for a specific purpose. It can
Mhm.
only
So
be used.
my hope is that you didn't have immediate use for this land that you purchased at
It's
the
not
auction.
really particularly useful land.
Right.
It's not.
Not for me either, even though
Yeah.
It's not, because I can't tell you the time period that the hope is within that 45 days,
Right.
but
Well, the
we have
45
to
days is
see.
gone.
we have to see the process
Yeah. So the
and
next
what it takes.
The next hearing, public hearing, is the 2nd, and then the vote would be on the 9th. Cause it has to be 10 to 14, the second meeting can't be closer than 10 to 14 days from the first meeting, and then the other one can't be more than 7 to 10 days after the.
This is 7 days,
wha-
right here.
Yeah, right,
So that is map 11, lot 50. The other property was map 15B, lot 25. The Conservation Commission weighed in on this one and said about 30 years ago, possibly 1995 question mark. The BOS informed the Conservation Commission that the town has taken possession of the Doonan property. The BOS asked the commission if it would be interested in the property as conservation land, since that property offered the town offered the only town-owned public access to the Sauhegan River between Warwick Mills and Greenville, we realize the future importance of the property to the town. The Conservation Commission gladly accepted. This informal transaction was not documented. So that was the Conservation's Commission's input.
I don't know, I mean, to me, it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's,
documented
it
in
is,
somebody's
Is it that
memory.
little lot?
that's, I believe you purchased that lot.
Yeah,
So
the one
that's
on
off of
High Bridge.
Highbridge Road.
Yeah, and
One where that store
There's
used
no-
to hang over the.
and then it's almost like you can go ahead and put a garage about level to the road, and then you would have to put an apartment or something
Like below it.
right below it.
Well,
I know exactly.
you're
I know
not
exactly
gonna,
what
you're not gonna
what-
build on it.
Why not?
Probably. I mean, I can't speak for that, but I mean, I walked it.
So that,
It is what it is.
Well, it doesn't
I
have a
don't-
1 acre minimum, or a 2 acre minimum.
There's that, and there's wetland setbacks and road frontage setbacks,
Right.
and it's
Mhm.
a swimming hole lot.
It's very narrow
Yeah.
It's a nice place to set up a little tent to fish.
or something.
So it is hard to act, in my opinion, on this, if you call it an objection to the town releasing this land to the public.
did you have some plans for it?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't.
I was
really
just
matter,
curious, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a piece of land there.
I mean, if I could build it, I'd try and look into it, but the amount of work it would take probably cost more than it's worth to me,
Yeah.
I think.
Probably have to get
I'm
all kinds
not
of
sure
variances and special exceptions and
Yeah, and
It would
it's
abutter
not
letters and.
under the state shoreline protection something or
Oh,
another.
right.
It's right on the
Floodwaters
Sauhegan River, and
Yeah.
it's a flood zone.
Yeah.
And it's on a state road,
On state road.
Yeah.
so you need these visibility
Right.
things.
123.
So just kidding.
Yep.
Can say I own it,
Pretty much.
right?
So that is for the record.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a night for decisions. It's a night for public input. Did you have anything to add to it, either of you?
Nope, just trying to learn something down here.
So are
So are we.
as you can see. And we did, yeah.
Learned a lot. Yeah.
So these are the only two properties of the four town-owned that we were hoping to sell. We were only able to sell two. The one up by the transfer station, no go.
That's us.
Yeah, that's them.
That's you.
We're trying to
They brought
stop
in.
that one, yes.
They brought
No.
in a survey, so on our tax map it shows like this square
Yeah.
little, but on their
I
survey.
have followed the emails that
Yeah,
come
it
through.
shows that their property cuts that into diagonally, so there's virtually like a foot of frontage on our property, and it changes it into like a little piece of pie. So,
It's really just a question of where the
right,
boundaries can end up, because
That's,
we
Yeah.
bought that place, 38 years ago.
right,
We can only find a few of the markers. And, we've basically been maintaining what we thought was our property the whole time.
right,
So then the question becomes, who's gonna survey it, and what will that mean to us? And
mhm,
how will we have to respond to maintain the property
Right.
that we have? Obviously something got sold between
somewhere,
us and the guy next door,
yeah,
but where that is, I'm not.
right,
Some of this stuff is
It's,
the joys of living in a 275-year-old town.
I know. Well, a lot of like the John Preston, he's the one who did all those plot cards. He's the one who drew all the pictures on the back. He's the one who had all the historical information on all the pieces of property in town. I mean, I don't know how, or I'm sure he did some research on it, but he's the one who wrote all those old deeds in there from 1800s but like, we're coming to find out that a lot of them are not. I had someone come in today. There's this piece of property somewhere that looks like there's 2 houses on Ashby Road that have no frontage on Ashby Road. But they think they have it, and we show they have it, but there's this wedge of land that's supposedly owned by someone else, but we don't have any record of it at all. Nothing. It's crazy.
Now, the auctioneer evidently did note that the property had been in dispute, and that's why it was given to the town, was so that the 2 neighbors stopped fighting.
Which one are we talking about?
Up by the transfer station.
Up by the transfer station.
Oh.
And then when you look at the property, I don't remember the numbers, but it's like there's a 0.3 lot and a 0.3
Yes.
lot. But if you go to the tax card for one of the lots, it says 0.5,
0.5.
which might, again, you can see where the origins were, but solving it may be a pain.
Right. Or how do you?
Yeah.
Because if you can't because all the deeds that I traced led it to Josh's property. The 6F, 7F, 7F. Sad that
I got nothing. I don't remember the number.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and hers goes like diagonally to his wall.
Yeah, right up to the
It's-
rock wall.
Yeah.
Where his
So
septic
how
was.
could we
that was our
possibly
impression.
own that square?
And we've been taking care of it for 38 years,
Yeah.
so, really.
Right.
So it has been,
Right.
It's our
suffice
land.
to say, it's been very educational.
Yeah.
And part of me wants to say, let's hire a in-house surveyor and go and fix every single one of these things.
So
And then the other part says, do
Um,
what the other guys did and leave them alone.
I'm gonna throw it out there one last time. In 2017,
But the maps.
we did a warrant article it would have cost $145,000 for CAI to go through every deed on every property in town and make those tax maps right and all the property cards right, and it got
Right.
voted down.
Got voted down. That is correct.
So
Should get a
would
price
have
on that one
avoided
again.
all of this. It's over $250 now.
It's
to do
not bad,
that.
inflation adjusted.
But, I tried. And it would make the planning board's job a lot easier, because these maps would be right. It would make zoning board easier. It would make building department easier, because they'd have all everything would have been done by surveys. Or by deeds, not surveys. But
Alright, is there any further discussion
it frustrates me.
on these properties? Okay, we will now close the public hearing. And our second public hearing on these properties will be held on December 2nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. And the select board will vote on the proposed transfers on December 9th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
It's a shame you couldn't do it the same night.
So this December 2nd, for anybody watching who has an interest, is the last chance to come voice your opinion one way or another. And to the purchasers and the almost purchasers, it was not how we wanted this to
Yeah.
go. And so I appreciate your patience and I apologize for
Yeah.
what you're having to go through.
So
And
what
you.
is with that land, is it on hold now?
It's done.
It's done?
Their check is returned. Yeah.
Okay, and so what happens to that land now that it's just sitting there?
The same thing that happened last year.
That we're taking care of it, it's been ours?
It's not a matter of them,
It's not.
them buying it, it was just what they bought, cause
Right.
we, all of a
Right.
sudden, we're like, well, we thought that was our yard.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
No,
now
I
we're
know.
down here bidding on it, and I bid the guy up
Right.
because it's like, okay, so,
Yeah,
you know, they're gonna put a house in our yard now because, obviously they abut us right
right,
back there and be on
right.
the
And
other
it,
side of the river.
I think they wanted it for access to the lot behind.
Right, they're
Like a
landlocked, and
driveway.
I
But
understand
there's
that
a
line.
dam there, and there's the
Oh,
water.
yeah, that's right, we talked
So
about
I
that
don't
when
know
we
how
came
they
in.
would,
Yeah, I don't know.
and last time when they tried to get in, you guys turned them down because of, you know, the conservation.
They need a
Right.
right away or
The
something.
right of way.
Yeah.
Which I understand, they need that piece of,
Yeah,
you know, they need that.
but if it's not a piece,
Who
Well,
needs?
that's the question, how much land
Read
is there
militia.
in,
Salem.
Is
They
it
want
Josh's, is it ours?
it,
Can we draw a line down the middle, Josh have half, we have half,
Right.
Well,
and settle it that
Well,
way?
you
So
have
now,
your survey,
I
We do
don't.
have our survey.
so I would,
And-
I mean,
I don't believe that this deed has any restrictions. It's not a part of a trust.
no,
So, in that case, I don't know if the selectmen would hold public hearings.
well, that's not even, we're not even selling that, but I don't know what do we do with it, who owns what, we
That's
don't
what
even
I'm
know.
just saying right
Yeah.
now.
And again,
Right now, to do it properly, if the selectmen held 2 public hearings on that lot,
Right.
we could sell it without an auction.
I don't know
But-
if you have to still go back to the meeting minutes to look at intent. If both parties agreed to give the town that land to prevent disputes, I don't have any of that information. I don't
Okay.
know.
Neither
what
of
We
those
don't
parties
know
are there
what
anymore.
those, yeah, and we don't know what that land is.
Right, exactly.
Cause
Right.
their survey diagonally cuts it,
I think there's a lot of unknowns there.
so how,
Just
we
how
don't
much
even
time
know.
and effort.
You know what I find fascinating in this is, like, if I quit paying my taxes, which this month a lot of people are
Yeah,
wondering how
not
they're gonna
want to.
do that, pay their taxes, but the town comes in and poof, takes my house, gone, and then auctions it, and someone comes in and bulldoze it, and they'll build whatever they want. And some of these deeds, you can exert your will for generations on some of these deeds. We approved a conservation, what do they call it,
Easement in perpetuity.
so it came and it was like in perpetuity, and I'm very much a property rights, like you own your property, you should be able to do what you want. But like what I just explained, for me, I can kind of do what I want. I have to go to the zoning board, or if I subdivide, I gotta go to planning board. But for when I'm gone, that's it. My will is off the face of New Ipswich. These things, not only is your will exerted upon future generations in perpetuity for the use of land, and it seems odd. And then they have a very reduced tax rate, if any. Do they even pay property tax?
So trust and loyalty.
Yeah, so
the-
these things
so
are
the
crazy.
The duty of the town is the duty of loyalty. The duty of trust is the giving. And those two duties go hand in hand. So a lot of families set up trusts because the family says, I don't want this land broken up, or I want to have, so the
Sure.
family sets up that trust.
Mhm.
And that becomes then how it's going to operate. Now, some trusts are just set up for the surviving spouse. And so then, you're right, when they go away, they may do away with the trust, or the land is then broken up,
Yeah,
right?
so I'm not talking about a last will and testament. I'm saying
Yeah,
my thoughts are gonna be with this town in
I
perpetuity.
mean, I don't think we would ever
That's crazy.
think about breaking up the Barrett House property. It's been set up in a trust, and somebody wanted
Well,
to
and it's-
exert their will and say, you know,
Yeah, and
yeah,
Fair
I know, there's
Yeah.
pros and cons.
it's
Anyway.
it's odd. I just find it really crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and so
But it's a law, so
that
that's
lady
what it is.
didn't want her 100 and whatever acres subdivided.
So that's one
Ever.
way of
So
doing
she
that.
put it all in a conservation easement, so now in perpetuity,
in perpetuity.
anyone who buys that, it's gonna be 100 acres of hunting land and hiking trails and whatever.
Well, it depends what the trust allows. But in any
Yeah.
case, it is very
It's wild.
educational.
It is. It's crazy.
All of this stuff. So
Every day is a
I'd
learning experience.
welcome any one of you to put your name on the list and join a board or
I think everybody should have to
run
take a
for a
turn.
board
Right?
and see. It's like,
But for 3 years.
I mean,
because
there
you
are-
don't
there
get
are
enough out of
definite-
it in one.
there are definitely or I don't want to say there are, but
Sounds
it can happen that boards can be malicious. But
Mhm.
from what I've seen, doesn't seem like much malicious intent around here.
No.
It's a lot of people trying, and
Yeah.
mistakes do happen. They do. The question is will we fix them?
Can we fix them? How long will it take to fix them?
Yeah. All right, moving on in the round table. Do you guys have anyone present have anything they'd like to talk about?
When are you guys talking budgets, just so I can get it on my calendar?
We're waiting to hear from Joe.
Okay. I got a weekend, I'm gonna be out of town, can I just send you a note that I don't wanna be that week?
We can. I mean, we have to go by their schedule, so the FAC schedule.
Well, you're not gonna do everybody all in one night.
They might give us like a rough.
No, we try to do the big three separate,
Yeah.
and then if we piggyback on top of
So
the big three.
I only got
Yeah.
one Tuesday I'll be gone, so I
Okay.
just wanna make sure I
Okay,
have an
yeah.
idea.
Are,
Sure.
are we on for a meeting tomorrow?
Did someone have any?
Yeah, well, going back to that lot, I was just curious because it says that if if we needed to do something, if it was purchased and whatever, that there would be, like a boundary by acquiescence, or, you know, I guess that would be the appropriate one. There's a adverse possession too. There's the different legal terms for.
Just because we've been taking care of it for
Right,
38 years,
right.
thinking it's ours,
Well,
you know.
depending on, you know, I don't know where this is going, but when the time comes, if someone decides to, you know, I don't know,
Try to
You know,
buy it.
yeah, when would I need to, you know, I guess you just, you approach the town and you, apply for it or something.
Do you have a deed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent,
Yeah, she has a
Yeah.
survey.
Okay,
a
and
survey.
are the boundaries well defined on that deed?
Well, it's spelled out on the deed,
Again, there's a lot from the old days where they'll say, you know, a starting point is this stone here,
Oh, yeah,
Right.
there
and
was
it
like
goes
a,
over to
Yeah.
a tree over there.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
The
The
cetera,
hemlock's
It
gone,
does.
the
Or
nail's
like
gone.
in this
And it
instance,
dances around.
the river,
Okay,
Yeah.
which is gone.
in order to ascertain that that's accurate, usually on those deeds, everything is in magnetic heading, and that tends to drift over, I would guess, you know, a couple of 100 years that property's probably been there.
But it's a known drift, so surveyors
Right.
would definitely account
Yeah,
for that.
and so it's one of those things that what you may think is one thing now may not have been the same thing when that deed was done because of that drift.
And because you didn't hear anything on the topic tonight, it means that it wouldn't be subject to be sold on the 9th because it didn't even have a first hearing, correct?
right.
Correct. Yeah, we
Is that what
we
you wanted
we
to know?
In limbo.
no,
Knew that,
we gave them their money back.
Yeah.
Because we cannot sell it, because we don't know what we own. So at this time, nothing is going on with it. I don't know in the future if,
Right, and
like,
that's
we
what
can't
we're
even
concerned
find
about.
it, we can't even find a deed to go by to have it surveyed. Because so it was all this subdivision at one point, and like Josh's property is like,
But that wasn't
was
any part of
owned
this.
by one, no, but the same person owned that one and the one in question,
Right,
and then one behind it, I think, and then it was all, yeah, and so all the deeds that I traced led to Josh's, the 7F.
I don't know, like, cause the original deed that they had on the plot card and on the property card, and you could just go forward from there, and there's nothing,
Cause Robinsons owned the original
Right.
house, are you saying that
Right.
they owned Josh's at one point?
was it, I don't remember that name. We went over it that day.
Yeah, cause the Robinsons were
That you
there
were here.
before, the Sailors bought it. And then Josh's house, and then our house, and ours, Steve Crook bought, and
Yeah.
that was in Della Homes that built that whole
Right.
Wilder Village.
Right. But that.
Well, this
I
will,
can't
this
remember
is
the name.
probably gonna come up at a future meeting, and we do have your guys' information.
Okay.
All right, I was,
Yes, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out the,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
best way to
So
proceed.
you
can-
mentioned-
if you
Moving
want to do one of those things, I mean,
The adverse possession.
I would think you would need a lawyer to do that.
Right,
probably,
we figured
and-
that, yeah.
But the other
Yeah.
way, the other way is that we have a sit down.
Like I don't know the process of either of anything of that.
No, I was just reading through, I mean, something
Yeah.
I Googled here on New
Yeah.
Hampshire law.
Right.
Because we were just curious, like, what do we do if that property line, they decide it goes across our front lawn?
Right.
Now all of a sudden,
Right.
well, we gotta do something.
Right. Well,
So
but
that-
you,
that's
like
where
you
we
have that
Some driveway
survey,
there.
Yeah.
You guys
and
haven't
that's-
taken
So-
our driveway.
Yeah, that's what, see, cause when we,
and that survey is done by a certified
Yeah.
engineer. It has the seal on it. It's not like it was, Lou went down and did it. You know what I mean?
Lou would have done good.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're not a licensed surveyor or any of that, but I mean, it has meets and bounds on it. It has pin marks, or where the pins are and the stakes and all that. It's like a legal survey.
Yeah.
So I don't see how what you see is not what you own.
Right.
You know what I mean? To me, but
Right.
who am I? I'm not an engineer, a surveyor, or any of that. Anyway,
Yeah, I think one thing that is on everyone's mind and has been mentioned a couple times, tax bills came out. I got mine. I'm not sure if anyone else has. But here is where we reap what we sowed in March. This coming June, you'll be paying the second half of this bill, essentially.
yeah, it'll be the same.
Yeah. It'll be the second half of this bill. So it's always December that you see what you did at the polls. This year,
Way to promote next year's budget.
well, I mean, it is how it is. Last year, the tax rate was $15.22 on 1,000, and this year it's $17.03 on 1,000. And the increases, well, the changes are as follows. For the municipal, we went up 40 cents on 1,000. So we went from 224 to 265, so a little 41 cents. The county was 78 cents on 1,000. It's now 95 cents. Local education was $11.12 on 1,000. It's now $12.39. And the state education in 2024 was $1.08, and this year is $1.04. So it went down. State education, which is, if I remember correctly, they cut the funding to the local school, so we see a dollar some change increase with the school. In spite of, did they have a default budget
They
last
had,
year?
yeah, but the default budget was more than the regular budget because of all the contracts and collective bargaining, and there were a couple of other questions. So between all of that,
So anyways, and then, yeah, that brings us to a total. Last year was $15.22, and this year is $17.03.
And last year there was also a revaluation, so everyone's property values went up. So 99% of the time when that happens, the tax rate goes down a lot. And then
But it should be I mean, you
because
spend
you still
what
need
you
the
spend.
same amount of money,
Yeah,
right?
you spend
exactly.
what you spend. So whether it's last year did have the valuation in there. Let's see. The townwide book valuation went up a little bit to 872 million to 886 million. So
Yeah, there was more than that.
When was
well,
the
that
last-
was just the municipal aspect.
When was the last time you guys had our state reps in?
It was this spring.
Yeah, I sent them an email a while ago to see if they would be able to come in again, and only one of them responded. The
I'm
other
just
two.
curious, I know we can always work on efficiencies and things with the school, but since the Claremont decision came out,
Again,
yeah, I just feel like I would like to know, as a small, medium, whatever you wanna call us, we're not the tiniest of towns, but we're not the smallest either. We seem to have and I know there's been comments that Greenville pays less because of how the property values taxation comes out, is I feel like we are sort of in that feeder mindset where we've become a feeder town, that our taxes go up because of the situation that we're in, and I just think that some progress, even if it's incremental over 5 or 10 years, we've gotta see some support from our local legislators, and
You're patient.
well, I'm trying to realize that systems change is hard, but just saying, no, by golly, we just need to drop the cost of education, that answer alone isn't cutting it, because
No.
it just forces everything back onto the property owners.
Right. And
So-
and I do want to make one comment. John Schaumloffel called me today, and he said if anyone has any questions about the school budget or how it's calculated, he is the chair of the ABC, and please feel free to contact him or anyone else on the school ABC. Just wanted to. He asked me to tell everybody.
I just think there's multiple ways
Yeah.
to get at the the topic of school costs, and I'd like to know that we're working on all of them.
So
And I feel like a lot of it is
Try-
mandated and not funded.
try to remember that
Yeah.
when it comes on the agenda, when we get a date we can meet with them.
Okay.
We had a lot of they were very active, as you well know.
Yeah, no,
This year they were, and so with that old issue, which never goes away, didn't come up hardly at all.
well, and I think that they've worked hard to try to help educate the public.
Yeah.
And so I expect, I expect our state reps to do the same, and I know it's a hot topic in Concord right now, but make some progress, right? Even if it's a 10-year plan, make some kind of progress. I mean, we didn't get rid of business taxes in a year, we got rid of them over time. So if we have to fix this problem over time, let's commit to it and get it done, whatever it
agree.
takes.
I agree, because I mean, you can look at this. $2, $1, $12.50, well, $2.50, 12 and a half.
I know where you're getting at.
Yeah, I mean that's just like a lot of money.
There's got to be a solution. I don't know what it is, but because, like I said, I mean, a lot of it is mandated but not funded, so that gets dumped on us. They have to do these things, but we're not going to give you the money to do it. So figure it out, kids. I don't know.
Well,
It's frustrating. You all right?
yeah, the whole setup is not right. I just have to say, sitting in this seat, I mean, we had to auction a house off, and I look at it like that was really hard. But I look at it like, so for myself, my house is what valued at maybe 400 and whatever thousand, and then I mean, your house might be valued at 700,000. I send 8 kids to school. You don't send any kids to school, and you're paying way more than me to fund the school. So in that sense, this thing is so wrong. It's just wrong. It's not equitable at all.
But how do you do it? Like,
Well,
like,
I never sent my kids to public school, so
no, I know.
I know
No,
how
but
to
I'm
do
saying-
it. Wait, I know how to do it. Private school,
Yeah.
you pay. There is no grants for me at private school or homeschool. Well, there is now. The state has something, but I'm hesitant to go down there. But you just pay because they're your kids, so you
Right.
pay for their education.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
Right. But I mean, like when I was in school, my parents were paying taxes for
Yeah.
the schools.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated from school, now I'm paying taxes for
Yeah.
somebody else's kid, even though I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that
But here's the
cyclical.
deal.
We're all, you know, although
But the
unless
deal-
you've never had kids. then-
It's not equitable the way that
No.
it's dispersed, the way that you're billed and I'm billed. It's impossible for it to be equitable.
Right.
And then the stakes are just enormous. It's at a gunpoint, essentially. Oh, you will surrender your house if you don't do this.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It seems like there should be a better way, but that one there might take 50 years. You're looking at 5 or 10. I don't know. More education from this seat. Yeah. All right. Anyone got any other topics to discuss?
I did nothing.
Lou?
No.
All right. What I would like to do is go over what we're going to have on next week's agenda if we can get our foundation. What do we have scheduled
Yeah.
at this point?
I can't remember.
Uh-oh.
I didn't look at I forgot you did this and I didn't look at my calendar. You want me to run down? 'Cause I
It would be
didn't
good to
write
look
mine
on the calendar. I'd like to
on
have
my paper.
as much of our agenda as
My paper
assembled.
planner.
Yeah.
I make notes when I do the minutes. Okay, that was
And this is your opportunity from the public if you want to be on next week's agenda.
I will let you guys know that the master plan, I have one more meeting with Debbie and Peter to finish the last table, and the master plan should be out for public review. So within the next week and a half, you should see the master plan up for public review, like the hazard mitigation plan is up for public review and public comment. I think we'll use a similar, my bet would be we're gonna use a similar vehicle. I don't think there'll be any surprises for anybody, but
As of right now, the library is doing their warrant article presentation at 5:00.
That's the only thing on the calendar.
As of right this minute.
We'd like to get FAC or
I'm assuming that they're gonna
possibly
ask.
if
Yeah.
some of the smaller boards or departments want to come in even without the FAC to go over their budget. I would like to get this thing rolling. We're pushing December and just start the discussions on it. So FAC is definitely gonna contact them anyways.
You are?
Well,
You want me?
me as in you.
Okay. Alright. Well, sometimes you say me and you are. You mean
I
you
know,
do.
sometimes
You
it
do.
is me.
Sometimes you do mean yourself.
I know, I get
And by me, I mean you.
it. Yeah,
Okay. You're just gonna say that so I know
yeah, right.
where you're directing that.
Okay.
Okay. Cool?
Revisit this next week,
What be that?
hopefully.
The
If we can
long-term
get
and
some.
short-term disability. Okay.
And when was our next? Then I just read that public
What?
hearing, December 2nd.
Yep.
And we're on the
tonight, do you?
Well, I just wanna make sure,
I'm like, say the words, say the words.
I just wanna make sure that we do get as much assembled as possible for
I
an
know.
agenda. And Lou is absent,
Yes.
And I am-
unless something changes,
I am at,
next week.
nothing's gonna change for that,
Okay. Alright,
unless I get diverted over to, where was it?
Grand Cayman.
Grand Cayman. In which case I'll be gone for another 2 weeks.
Well, I
alright,
can't go next week.
I will, make a motion to adjourn.